If your style hasn't changed since your 40s, people notice, and not in a good way. Turning 50 doesn't mean fading into the background. In fact, it's the perfect time to take command of your presence without chasing trends. Today, I'm going to be breaking down 7 fashion rules that separate men who dress their age from men who dress with authority. Each rule is built for 2025. Clean, sharp, and tailored to how real men live, move, and age today. And it all kicks off with the one principle that rewrites every bad habit that you've picked up since your last promotion. Rule number 1, skip the slim, embrace the shape. If you're still wearing slim fit everything, you're not aging gracefully. You're just in denial about your size. After 50, forget looking younger. Aim to look well built now. That starts with silhouette. Swap tight fits for drape, structure, and flow. Try a half canvas sports jacket with soft shoulders and double pleated trousers that offer room in the seat and thighs. Tailored, yes, but not strangled. And it's not just preference. According to a 2025 report, the over 50 market saw a 38% drop in demand for slim cuts and a spike in interest for classic and relaxed tailoring. The trend is going back to comfort with polish, not forward into stretch fabrics and shrink wrap shirts. A great style reference here would be Stanley Tucci or Idris Elba in their off-duty looks, often seen in soft jackets, pleated trousers, and clothing that respects their frame without trying to recapture their 30s. Because once your clothes stop fighting your body, something else starts to stand out. And it's not your waistline. And once your clothes stop fighting your body, you're going to notice something else. Color starts working for you, not against you. Which brings us to rule 2. Neutral doesn't mean boring, it means wealth. The loudest wardrobes age the fastest. That's why old money, new classic, and European tailored aesthetics all orbit around one core truth. Wealth lives in neutrals. Forget the fire engine reds or trend-driven prints. Think ecru, camel, olive, navy, taupe, charcoal. Colors that don't date and don't need to impress. Pairing is everything here. Try taupe wool trousers with an ivory long sleeve polo, and then layer on a dark green cashmere bomber. Simple? Yes. Boring? Not even close. You've just combined 3 rich textures in neutral tones, and that reads expensive without saying a word. Here's the kicker. A 2024 study found that men over 50 wearing a neutral heavy palette were rated as more competent and trustworthy by 71% of participants than those in bold or flashy colors. Subtle speaks volumes. If you want proof, look at Lenny Kravitz off stage or Giancarlo Giamatti year-round. You're not going to find a loud print in sight, just timeless, well-tailored neutrals that carry quiet substance and confidence. And once your palette's speaking fluent luxury, it's all about layering like you live in Paris, not a catalog. Which brings us to rule 3. Master layering like you own the weather. Layering isn't just for function. It is the secret weapon of style mastery after 50. But here's the catch. It's not about piling on. It's about breathing space, texture, and intentional contrasts. Start with a merino wool crew neck under a soft tweed blazer, layered over a crisp white pinpoint Oxford. Pair those with tailored chinos and a warm camel, and you've just combined 3 distinct textures that play off each other without noise. This is how you create depth without distraction. A 2025 survey showed that men who mastered layering were perceived as 34% more stylish and 28% more approachable in professional and social settings. Celebrities like Colin Firth and Pierce Brosnan nail this look effortlessly. They mix casual with formal textures, layering pieces that can adapt from a morning meeting to a casual dinner. Hold on to that concept, because the next rule zeroes in on fabric choices that tell stories, not just cover skin. Rule 4. Fabric speaks louder than logos. Forget flashing logos. True style after 50 is about fabrics that communicate heritage and quality. Think of your clothes as conversations, and the fabric is your accent. Choose wisely, and you sound like you've been around the block. Start with Italian wool from Biella or Loro Piana, cashmere that's softly worn in, and linens with a natural slub. These fabrics not only feel better, but they also age beautifully. According to a 2024 report, men over 50 invested 45% more in premium fabrics, prioritizing natural fibers over synthetics. That's a clear signal. Substance beats flash every time. Look at Daniel Day-Lewis or Ray Fiennes. Their style is never loud, but their fabrics tell stories of craftsmanship and taste. Pair a soft camel cashmere sweater with gray flannel trousers, or a linen shirt under a navy unstructured blazer. The key is to mix textures that invite touch and convey comfort without losing polish. And once fabric starts doing the talking, it's the smallest details, barely noticeable yet impossible to ignore, that truly finish the conversation. So that brings us to Rule 5. Accessories that whisper, never shout. After 50, accessories should act like trusted friends, not loudmouths stealing the spotlight. The rule? Select pieces that add subtle depth and suggest refinement without being overly attention-seeking. Think of a vintage leather watch with a simple dial, a hand-stitched leather belt in deep chestnut, or a cashmere scarf in muted tones. These aren't just add-ons, they're style anchors. Research in 2025 shows that men over 50 spend 60% more on understated accessories that elevate an outfit without overpowering it. Take Giorgio Armani or Pierce Brosnan. Their watches aren't flashy, but the craftsmanship speaks volumes. Their belts and scarves complement the outfit instead of competing with it. Pair a bronze watch with a navy hopsack blazer and cream wool trousers. The warmth of the metal plays off the cool base tones without clashing. Or drape a milled cashmere scarf in slate or olive over a charcoal topcoat, letting the texture do the talking while the palette stays quiet and refined. These aren't just accessories, they are the finishing notes of an outfit composed with intention. And once the details are aligned, it all comes down to proportion, because even the best pairings fall flat if the canvas isn't cut right. Which brings us to Rule 6. Fit isn't optional, it's the foundation. Fit isn't optional. It's what separates a man who simply gets dressed from one who knows exactly how he wants to be seen. No matter how expensive the clothes are, if they don't fit, they fail. And after 50, fit becomes less about trends and more about understanding how to honor your current frame while refining your presence. That means ditching default sizing and working with a tailor who fits you now, not the version of you from 20 years ago. Focus on key areas. The shoulders should hug, not squeeze. The chest should glide, not strain. Trousers should sit on your waist with just enough ease to move naturally, never puddle or pinch. A soft-shouldered blazer paired with pleated wool trousers doesn't just feel better, it elevates every item that you wear with it. Because when the fit is right, your pairings start to look intentional, not accidental. According to a 2025 report, men over 50 who invest in tailoring are 40% more likely to be perceived as confident and competent. Not because they dress younger, but because they dress smarter. Colin Firth and Jeremy Irons are prime examples of this. Their tailoring doesn't mask age, it frames it like an asset. The result? Clothes that follow the body, not fight it. Always polished, never stiff. And once your tailoring sharpens the outline, the real flex comes into play. Learning how to wear your experience, not edit it out. Which brings us to Rule 7. Own your age, own your style. At 50 and beyond, the most powerful style move is embracing your age, not fighting it. Style isn't about looking younger, it's about showing clarity, confidence, and control. The men who nail this don't hide behind trends. They project legacy through every choice. Start by trusting your instincts. If the jacket feels right, wear it. If a color suits your complexion, lean into it. Avoid trying to compete with the younger generations. Instead, set the standard. Style icons like Richard Gere and Jeff Goldblum don't try to be anyone but themselves, and that's what makes them magnetic. Recent data shows that men over 50 who dress authentically report a 55% boost in personal confidence and are perceived as more influential by their peers. Style is a conversation, and at this stage, your voice should be unmistakable. You're not just upgrading your wardrobe, you are upgrading your story. Every choice, every pairing, every fabric speaks volumes about who you are today. Join the community of men over 50 who are rewriting the rules of style in 2025. Confident, clear, and timeless. Because real style isn't about age, it's about owning it. Now, if you found these rules game-changing, do us a favor. Hit like, subscribe, and share your favorite tip down below. Let's build a movement of men who dress with purpose, not for anyone else, but for themselves.